powerful. I do things like put emojis any chance I got in the Google Classroom. I put icons for every step on any worksheet that I could make, and definitely lots of photos and illustrations on every slide in my slideshow, pretty much. So there, I'm a fifth grade teacher. I have actually many roles. I get to speak at education conferences, and go to schools and do workshops. That's pretty fun. I have a new position this year, and maybe even into next year, I'm the AI coordinator for the Council Bluffs Community School District in Iowa. And that's been a lot of fun. I have a work group that we are exploring how we can use AI with our own curriculum, and we're rolling that out next year to all the staff and students. So I've been exploring AI. I've been knee-deep for a while. And I can't break my teaching habit. I'm also a substitute teacher every once in a while, and AI has certainly helped me with that. And I've got lots of ideas because I'm friends with a lot of AI tools. I've experimented with things, and I have favorites, which I will tell you about. I use them to make illustrations for my slideshows. I put them in videos and social media posts and lessons. So I want to share some of my ideas and experiences and advice. I also have a load of guilt for what I've done, and I will get into that a little bit later. But it really is handy to have an assistant who is a digital artist at my beck and call anytime. I like to think of myself as a digital artist, and I enjoy doing it. Anybody who does shapegrams, I love showing students how to make their own digital art from shapes. It's a fun thinking exercise, it's relaxing and builds skills. But there are other times where, you know what, I just need this done fast. It's okay that an AI does it for me. And whether I do it myself or it's AI, it brings me so much joy to create. And how many of you have generated an image with AI before? Almost everybody's hands up there. As you're waiting for it, which seems to take forever, it's just like that anticipation. Is it gonna match what I have in store? Is it gonna do better? What's going to happen? Or am I going to be disappointed, which happens most of the time? Well, I have a collection of AI image generators, and these are all for teachers. I'm not taking our time today to address what students might do necessarily with AI image generation. We're talking about teachers, adults. So that's what the tools kind of focus on for now. My website is learninginhand.com, but if you use the backend learninginhand.com/pictures, you will see a spreadsheet that I have of AI image tools and comparisons and a link to each, and then some key slides and PDF posters that you can download from this session. learninginhand.com/pictures. And as I always do, I love to make stickers. So I have a sticker. I think I have enough for everybody in here. But we'll start from the front and work our way back. Anybody want to pass these out for me? Oh, thank you. All right, start from the front, and I think there should be plenty of extras. We'll bring it back up when they're done. As you might imagine, the prompts to pictures logo is AI generated. And if you were in here earlier, I had a rotating slideshow. I generated tons of logos, and I had a hard time deciding which one I wanted to use. I went with this one. So in our time together, I first want to talk about editing images with AI, and then go into generating them from scratch. Because if you know how to edit, once you generate and it's not the way you want, then you can take them into the editor and make some changes. So how many of you are Canva users? Canva, awesome. So I'm going to stick with Canva, though there are alternatives to Canva's AI tools, which Canva calls usually magic. So I do have this poster that if you don't use Canva or you want an alternative, Adobe Express is usually a good one that can be free, but there are other free alternatives to these tools I'm about to share with you, and that's on that handout that's on your sticker. So with AI in Canva, which they call magic, we have a few things when you have an image. if you have an image in your design on the page, you can click the edit button and you'll see BG remover, magic eraser, magic expand, magic edit, magic grab, and then grab text, I guess is not magic. So I'd like to demonstrate each of these real quickly and knowing that we have alternatives. So here's a picture of me offering a digital choice board one day when I'm subbing. If you are interested in my digital snacks, that is tomorrow. It's the world premiere of brain breaks, digital brain breaks, no login, quick and dirty things that you can do with classes in a few minutes. And I have been working on this for a year, collecting brain breaks, and I finally get to show somebody this enormous collection. Anyway, I just thought, oh, that looks okay. In that picture, I'll use this picture. And in Canva, when you have a picture on your page, you can go to edit photo, or now it just says edit on, depending if you have the glow-up version or you're on the classic version. And there's a BG remover. The glow-up version actually has BG remover right in the top toolbar because it's such a popular tool. But when you remove the background, it does a bang-up job, doesn't it? So AI is able to recognize what the subject is and removes everything else, so it makes the background transparent. Pretty nice. So background remover, we don't need to spend much time on that. You know what that does. But let's look at magic eraser. I'm not a fan of that name tag. Oops, sorry, went too fast. I'm not a fan of that name tag that they make me wear when I sub. So actually, now that I'm the AI coordinator, I don't have to have that name tag. I think it gave me a real badge. But I can go into the magic eraser and just blur over this. And then when I release my mouse and click erase, it did that, which is not perfect. So I just go over it again. And it tries its best to match the texture on the shirt, and it's not perfect, but it just looks like I have a stain or something, I guess. So it's okay. But what I like with that is you can, with the magic eraser, you can erase names. If you're posting like pictures of student work, you can erase names. If a student happens to be wearing a name tag, you can get rid of that name tag before posting it somewhere, perhaps. So there are definitely uses for being able to, or a picture of your classroom and it's kind of messy, you can get rid of some of that mess. Now, the next thing we can do is I want to search elements for the background. I think the thinker. Let's pretend like I am in front of the thinker. Where this is like in Italy, right? Know where the thinker is? Okay. France. So I have this, let's say that I'm in front of this famous statue. Now the layering is off. I can change that a little bit, but I thought, okay, this statue kind of maybe matches the angle if I was there. All right, so we'll go here and let's just send that back. All right, that's not a bad background, except for what's wrong with it. Yeah, I need it to extend. It doesn't go far enough. So with the thinker selected, I go to edit photo and I do magic expand. This will then, sometimes it's called outcropping or uncropping, and I just expand it so it takes up the whole slide. And AI image generators love to give you 4 options. So it usually generates 4 options at a time, and I have to decide which one I like or to regenerate them all over again. So it's making its best guess about what would have been outside of the frame of that image. And since I'm in front of it, that doesn't really matter too much. That's pretty cool. So now it's been expanded. Now I go to, let's go to edit the thinker photo, and that sky, I mean, it just needs to be a happier day. So in Magic Edit, I can go to click, and the AI will kind of identify things in the image. I click the sky, so it selected the sky immediately for me, and I use words. I said, make it a sunny day. So it's going to change that gray sky to blue. And it even kind of includes some of the sun at the corner. I like that. So then I click done, and now it replaces the AI enhanced image, or replaces the original with the AI enhanced image. And then, just for fun, let's click my shirt, and let's just see what happens if we try to change the shirt color. So, change the shirt color to red. And very red. And I have 4 different choices. They're all very similar. Choice paralysis. I don't know which one to pick. I don't know that one. All right, and then when I click done, that's the new picture. So now you've seen that I have really edited this image. I have used the background remover, magic eraser, magic expand, and magic edit to change me from a classroom wearing a name tag to the thinker, wherever the thinker is, instead of a cloudy day, a sunny day, in a red shirt. Here, just for fun, man, this is my son Connor. This is his 5th grade picture. And I don't like those white bars on the side. I would like it to just continue the picture as if it was taken alive. So this is the fun part about AI, is you don't know what you're going to get. So I'm going to click edit and use magic expand on Mr. Connor. Let's see, scroll over, magic expand. And I want to take out the whole page. All right, let's do it. I'm just hoping we have a nice gray background, taking up the whole slide. And, oh, that's what I wanted. But let's just see what the other options are, just to see whoa, who's that? And, oh, who is that? What is that? AI made some bad guesses, but the first one happened to be pretty good. Now, the way AI works, these models work, is that they're based on randomness. So chances are you're not going to get the same exact picture, even with the same prompt. So there's a lot of just serendipity on if it happens to get it right, what you expect the first time or not. Then magic grab I use this sometimes in Canva if I want to make room for a title. They use a hot air balloon for the icon, and I chose an example of the hot air balloon, but you can do it with things that aren't hot air balloons. But it's really a combination of removing the background and then magic erasing it so that it guesses what's behind it. So I can move the subject around and make room for my text. There's so many times where I want to make this poster, but if this person was just moved over a little bit, magic grab them, and then I have room for my text. Thank you, AI. And then grab text, not magic grab text, this is grab text. Let's say that, this is for an Easter egg hunt, but it could be any poster that you have an image of and you don't have the original. Maybe you're in charge of the book fair this year, and you've never been in charge of the book fair, and all you have is a JPEG image of the flyer from before, but you want to use that as a starting point. Add it to a Canvas slide, and then click the image, edit, and you grab text. And it's going to do its best to change the text into text boxes, trying to match the font as close as possible, and fill in what's behind it so that you can actually retype. So now you can change the book fair's date and time and update it from last year. Even if you don't have the original file, you can work off of the image with grab text. Thank you. By the way, I love outbursts like that because I know I do love it. Don't be sorry. I'm thanking you. I love that. I love the feedback. So we've seen those. Now Canva can make some images from scratch too, along with a lot of these others. So if you came in a little bit late or if you didn't get a sticker, learninginhand.com/pictures. I have researched a lot of these, the ones I use, and I have used every single one of these in different capacities all the time. It's actually really good to have a number of AI image generators because they limit you for free. And once you run out of free ones on one platform, you can hop onto the other and use whatever free they give you. Though I do sometimes pay for a month of ideogram. It's my favorite. I'll show it to you later. But Canva, it calls their AI image generator, well, they have two now. They call it Magic Media. And it's an app that you can find in the sidebar. It uses an AI model called Stable Diffusion, which is used in a variety of places. But if you have Canva Pro or Canva Education free for qualifying K-12 school, you get 500 images per month. If you're on a plain old free Canva account, how many you get? 20, and I think that's lifetime. So they really want you to either pony up $120 a year or make sure that you're an EDU subscriber. Anyway, with Canva Magic Media, I'm back in Canva. I'm going to add a new page just for a new project, and then I go to apps in the sidebar because Magic Media is an app. And I search for Magic Media, and for some reason, it gives me the Magic Media app the most boring icon, black and white icon. But what it does is not boring. I want a view through binoculars looking at a large group of birds flying away. Let's give that a try. And I can choose a style or leave the style blank. I kind of like the dreamy style. It's like cloudy and that. And then I'm going to choose landscape so it fills up the whole slide. It's going to give me 4 choices. They're kind of similar, aren't they? I love the sky colors. Aren't those great? Let's see. I'm going to choose this one. When I click it, it adds it to my page. This image did not exist until I prompted Magic Media to make it for me. So there's nothing else like it. And there are some problems. Look at it closely. Well, first of all, I had imagined a view through the binoculars, but I guess I wasn't clear enough on that. I could redo the prompt, but I actually want to show you how now I can use those Magic Edit tools on something that I created in Magic Media. And look, like what? What is that? Is it a bird? Is it a person? Is it what? He has a beak. And then if you look like, there's another, oh, that could be a hat, but it might be a beak. I don't know. But to fix that, I can click the image, edit it, and use Magic Eraser. And let's just erase the beak. That one. Anything else we want to get rid of? Let's get that, that, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to get rid of that. And maybe, that guy was weird. Or bird, I don't know. All right, we'll erase them, and we'll see how it does. It kind of left a little blur in there. I could maybe fix it up. So what I really want to convey to you is whether you make this in Canva or not, you can bring it into Canva if you make an image elsewhere and make some edits. Or you can re-prompt the image generator to try to get it to be better. But sometimes you can re-prompt over and over again and you're not going to get something perfect. Bring it into Canva and see if you can make it more how you want. Canva just recently, for Droptober, dropped a new image generator. In addition, they call it Dreamlab. Doesn't even have magic in the name. That's crazy. It's very similar to Magic Media. Really, the only difference I see is that it uses a different AI model. Instead of a model based on something called Stable Diffusion, this one is Leonardo, which is actually one of the top image generating models. It does a great job. You have the same limit. You get 500 of these. So if you run a 500 Dreamlab, you can go to Magic Media and use 500 of those, or the 20 that they give you if you're free. But here's Dreamlab. I want to show you something. This is a prompting technique and Dreamlab at the same time. With Dreamlab, it says describe the image in a few words. I think they're lying because they say few words, but if I go to their example prompt and I use that prompt for that sky, is that a few words? Every one of their example prompts are not a few words. They are many words. When you prompt an AI image generator, what you're really doing is using natural language to describe what you want it to do, what you want to see. And we were just saying up front, like teachers tend to be really good prompt engineers because they're good at giving directions. So you're giving directions, you're trying to paint that picture with your words. If you need a little help with what you want and a prompt, using a prompt like this, how about we give this a try? I'm going to select all of the text here and copy it. And then I'm going to go to Gemini, but you can use whatever chatbot you want, ChatGPT or whatever. In Gemini, I said, you are my prompt engineer. I'm going to give you an image prompt to serve as your guide. I'm going to use the one directly from Canva that I copied. Then I'll ask you to draft a new image prompt based on the guide about the subject I give you. Do not generate the image, because Gemini tends to want to do that. Instead, generate the text of the prompt. So I want my prompt to match what Dreamlab is expecting. Right? So then, just to finish this up, the guide prompt, I paste what I got from Dreamlab, and it says, yes, I understand. I will use the guide prompt with inspiration to create a new image prompt based on the subject you provide. So let's try a view through binoculars looking at a large group of birds flying away. So I've given it the prompt that Canva used that seems to be pretty good. And then I've given it my new thing I wanted to make. Now it knows the level of detail that Dreamlab is expecting. And it came up with this mesmerizing view through binoculars capturing a vast flock of birds soaring into the distance, and so on and so on. I just used very few words for my original in Magic Media. This one is much more detailed, mimicking how Canva did for their example. So now this is in Gemini. I'm going to copy what it has and put that back into Dreamlab and see what we get. Okay, so here's Dreamlab. And what I like is you can change it just like you could Magic Media to be 16 by 9. It's going to give you 4 options. Let's see what they look like. All right, still not exactly. I was still imagining binoculars being real close to the face, but it has those beautiful colors and kind of the style that we saw in that example. So when you're writing a prompt, don't be afraid to ask for prompt help from a chatbot, an AI chatbot. I'll have more prompting advice in a little bit. Oh, and then so if I like one of these in Dreamlab, I can use it in a Canva design with that button, or the 3 dots allow me to edit the image with the tools we saw, or I can just download exactly what it has to use elsewhere. Canva Dreamlab you should be able to find it in your sidebar. You might have to search for it if it's not in your sidebar. That's Dreamlab. Before I move on to other AI image generators, let's just do a quick comparison. I made a chart with some of my thinking about when to use existing images versus when to use AI generated. With existing images, we can do a web search. My go-to is usually pixabay.com because it's all public domain, Creative Commons, 0 licensed images that I can use, and I can use them even without credit. I don't have to give credit, that's public domain. So you can really quickly browse a bunch of pictures. You don't have to wait for them to generate because they exist already. I can browse collections of images, like I just said. I can change the search terms to change my results, but I'm limited to what already exists, obviously, and that image might be seen elsewhere. Pixabay is pretty popular. I've seen images I've used elsewhere. Like, I know that image. I know they got that from Pixabay. Now, AI images, they're slow to generate. It takes some time. They're likely to require multiple revisions to your prompt. They are original and customized. They don't exist anywhere else, but they might have glitches, flaws, and weirdness. They illustrate something that has never been illustrated before, possibly, but there are ethical concerns about misinformation, using these for bad, for plagiarism, and there's some maybe what the AI model was trained on could cause some problems too. Some artists really hate that their work has been ingested into AI, and AI is mimicking their work. But the one that has me really full of guilt when I generate an image is the significant power and water required for AI. I've dug into some research on this, and there are wildly different views or numbers I see for this. But one I saw was that for some really intense image generating, oops, come back. It could be one image could take as much electricity in a data center as a full charge to your phone, which isn't a ton of electricity. I mean, it's a lot, but particularly if you're generating how many images after image and everybody in the world doing this, that's a lot of power consumption. The carbon emissions for 1,000 AI-generated images is like driving a car 4.1 miles. Maybe that's not a lot, but the images really start to add up, and we have more and more people doing this. So the environmental impact and the sustainability is a big question about AI, and in my head, the models are getting more efficient, the hardware is getting better. They're going to bring down the requirements. They just got it. I mean, data centers are run so hot that in some cases it can take a bottle's worth of water to cool the data center for one image. That seems kind of crazy too, right? So that's where I have all the guilt for using AI images. So I don't generate all my images. If I know it's going to be an existing image, I use an existing image because I get to it faster and it doesn't have those power and water requirements. And they're similar in both ways in that you can use them in different kinds of documents. You might have to settle for an imperfect match. What you have in your head, maybe you cannot actually get that into pixels. And just be sure to honor copyright. I try to credit anytime I use an AI image, I put it on my slide where I generated that image from. And there you have it. Now, AI images, there are different sites, and this one's on the handout page. If you want some practice spotting AI-generated pictures. A year ago, I could pick out AI-generated images, like there were telltale signs. A year later, the models have gotten so good that I often am fooled by these pictures. Like, no way, that was real, or no, that's gotta be AI and it's real. This is tough, and it's hard. I just saw this on Facebook the other day. It came up on my feed, and it's the Sydney Opera House, and I didn't realize that it had so many levels below it. And I started reading the comments, and people are just astonished. And, wow, look at that. That's a beautiful render of what's under there. And to me, though, something seemed fishy. So then I Google searched schematics of Sydney Opera House, and there is something below ground, but nothing that extensive. But just what got me is those people in the comments completely believe that that is an accurate representation of the Sydney Opera House. Because, it looked beautiful and gorgeous, but I did not see a single person question that image in the post that I saw. Wild and scary. So how do you determine if an image is real or fake? Well, what I just did, if something seems fishy, investigate. You could do a reverse Google search and maybe upload the image to Google and see if it existed anywhere else. But if it just seems, if there's some weirdness to it, here's a picture, and I would like you to murmur to your friends, is this picture real or fake? Is it AI or a real image of my kids, Connor and Ellie? This image is real. No, my kids do not have 6 fingers. This is ridiculous, but you can 3D print a finger ring and paint it, and then so we've been wearing these when we take pictures, and then people will think that real pictures are fake because we have extra fingers. That used to be AI has gotten really good. It doesn't make extra fingers that much anymore. If you'd like to print one, here's a short link, tonyv.me/finger. And actually, I have a treat for those of you in the very front row. My daughter, we mass produced a bunch of these fingers so that at the end of this session, we can take a picture and post it on social media. So she tried to paint them in a variety of skin tones. So if you would take one and pass it down, and then front row people, if we can take some pictures at the end, won't that be hilarious? she painted a whole bunch of them. It's okay. It is funny. Okay. Okay, back to generating fake images. It's like painting a picture with words. Just like being, as a teacher, I would teach my fifth graders, when you want to paint a picture with words when you're own writing, right? It's the same, you're painting a picture with words, but instead of a human being imagining, it's a machine taking your words pretty literally. There is a website that I used to recommend. I'm just going to mention it briefly, twinpix.ai. It got so popular that now you have to pay to use it pretty much. But it gives you an image, and then you try to write a prompt that generates that image. Then it gives you a score on how similar your new image is to the original. It helps you engineer the prompts at twinpix.ai. But I have an AI picture playground with 4 sites that I think are helpful to you to help you look and spot images, and then also to help you prompt images. All right, fast and furious for different AI image generation. And first is Meta AI. Meta, the company, or in the Messenger app, say, imagine me. It will take 3 pictures of you. And then those 3 pictures are the basis for any other AI image generators that you ask for. So you can say, imagine me as a game show host. And now, Meta AI is really bad, and most image generators are really bad at letters. And it's weird that they can't spell. And the letters are wrong because it's the way the models were trained. So I tried to be Jeopardy host, but I guess I'm just Jenner. And that's one of the signs of if an image is AI generated. Look for any text in the background because it can get text wrong. Or imagine me as a detective. So it reminds me of Bitmoji, right? Where you can dress your Bitmoji up in there. Imagine me as a more realistic version. Because, by the way, it's like, imagine me as a Simpsons cartoon, it will use your real face. It's creepy, you don't want to try it. Or imagine me as a superhero. That I must have had a serious face when I took my 3 photos, but if I prompt it, say, imagine me as a superhero that smiles, it will try its best to make me smile. That's Meta AI. It'll generate other images too, but I think its key feature is that imagine me. Then Microsoft Designer right now is free, unlimited use. It used to be that image generators only did like square, but most all of them now also do widescreen and maybe some other size images. This used to just do square, but now it goes wide. So I asked a Microsoft Designer a cartoon of a middle-aged white man with short brown hair and hazel eyes wearing a teal blazer over a black shirt. And that's what I got. I was trying to like make a cartoon of myself. It's passable, but it could be better, right? So remember, it's like painting a picture with words. So how can you describe yourself even better? And you can get very descriptive, but I found it awkward to be like trying to describe myself. So I took there, had a professional photo shoot, and it's colorful background there. So I uploaded this image to ChatGPT and asked it, describe the man in this photo for an AI image generator. So I could get a description of myself that I could then use later. So, and just be prepared. It's always been nice to me. So, a man with light skin, short brown hair, styled upward and right, my eyes and mouth are moving. He's smiling warmly, revealing straight teeth. He's wearing a teal blazer and a black suit. The background's vibrant. It describes the background more than the face, so I could say, I'll change my clothes. So don't worry about the background or clothes, just describe the face. And the hair. Hair is really hard to describe. So if you can have like ChatGPT describe your hair for you and find just the right words, then once I have a description I like, I keep it in a note on my computer that I can come back to anytime I generate a little cartoon of myself. But then I change the prompt so I'm doing whatever I need to be doing, or I can be in different formats. Microsoft Designer is kind of famous for that, being able to make yourself into a Barbie doll, Lego, Funko Pop, Muppet, which seems to be one of the best there, a comic book hero, or even Simpsons style. And these use the description that ChatGPT would make for me. So a little more accurate. Yeah, do any Muppets have teeth? No, sure. There's one that does. Animal, the count. Okay, so some have teeth, some don't. If I wanted them to for sure have teeth, what do? In my prompt, I say with teeth. All right. Before I talk about more generators, I want to talk about the uses. Why do you want to do this? As teachers, there are so many great uses for custom images. One of them being you can illustrate things that there aren't pictures of, particularly idioms like that. You want to illustrate cool as a cucumber. Yes, or playing with fire. With this thing, now you're trying to teach kids videos, these would definitely make them stand out. And in particular, if your class is currently obsessed with Jenga, isn't that even better? Because you were able to say, I want them to be playing a Jenga game. And how about letter sounds here in this image?